Welcome back to the channel, everyone, to another episode of Warzone Walkthrough, the series where I walk you through a gameplay of Warzone and tell you exactly what I was thinking. In today's episode, we are going to land at the prison. Well, we're actually going to land at the TV station, grab the chopper, chop up this guy, and then head over to the prison because it's so far away from the flight path. And the only reason we dropped prison this game was because we had a member of our squad who said he had never been there before, and we decided we had to get that fixed up right quick. And we ended up getting quite a bit of action at the prison because it's home to one of the new bunkers that you can open up if you have the access card. So what you see here is I pick up this Necrosis LMG, which, by the way, the Necrosis LMG, for anyone who's not familiar with it, is a modified version of the Holger. This variant has a suppressor as well as an integrated hybrid sight and sleight of hand. The Necrosis isn't too bad for a pickup gun at the beginning of the game, and you can see here we've got a couple of guys who try to pull up in this chopper and get into the bunker. And there's obviously some bad communication that occurred on their team, and that's one of the things that's real important. In our team, we all had microphones, we were all in PS4 party chat. You can't just rely on your gun skill, you're going to have to communicate with your teammates, call things out, ask for what you need, things like that. Another group tries to get into the bunker as well, and you can see that this Necrosis just puts the first guy down. I wasn't able to finish him, so what I did is I told my teammates, hey, I'm just going to drop over there. And at this point, I've got the guys' backs, and they have no idea I'm here, so I drop this dude with the P90, and then drop down in there, throw some C4 in to finish the job, and we just pushed this bunker hard. It was a team effort. Notice how I pushed as soon as we had an advantage, and that's kind of the push and pull that we've talked about in other episodes. As soon as I had an advantage, I pushed them, and then I pushed them a little more. We got a bigger advantage, and then I waited for my team to back me up. The key takeaway from this fight is that as soon as you have an advantage against an enemy, go ahead and push them, but don't push so far that you're going to get yourself killed. I pushed into a safe place right above them in the bunker. I had their back, so I took one out. Then I stood outside the door, threw some C4s, which was relatively safe. Now, of course, they could have thrown a couple of frags or rockets or whatever at me. But what I was doing is I was just applying pressure to them until my teammates arrived. We pushed in as a team, got an easy wipe, got all sorts of loot. Then we decided it was time to leave the prison, so we jumped in the chopper and we headed over to the stadium. And all we're doing up here at the stadium rooftop, and I'm sure you guys have all been annoyed by snipers up here before, rest assured this is not something I do very often, but it is fun from time to time. Anyway, all I'm doing up here is I am just guarding the edge of the circle. You've got guys pushing out from the storm, and they're real easy kills a lot of the time because they're just running as fast as they can trying to get away from the storm. Or in the downtown area, maybe they're camping on a rooftop or whatever. And since I had a sniper rifle anyway, I decided to invite myself to this team fight that was happening over here. If you've got a sniper rifle, it's pretty easy sometimes to third party someone, maybe get an easy down or finish someone off. And if you're playing to win, that's a good strategy because you want to get as many people knocked out of the game as early as possible. You do have to be careful though, because at some point somebody's going to come out of the gulag, and if you hear the announcer say something like enemies dropping into the AO or enemy soldier incoming, then what you need to do is stop what you're doing immediately and scan the sky, look for chutes. And if you do see that enemy soldier in his parachute, go ahead and knock him out of it. We still have just about 25 players left at this point, and what we need to do is get our chopper and rotate into the circle.
Get to the chopper.
Looking at the minimap, you can see that the most likely encircle location is going to be over here by lumber. Given that having high ground gives you an immense advantage in gunfights, we went ahead and took our chopper and just landed it on the biggest building that we knew was going to be inside over at lumber. Even though we didn't have a recon, we had a pretty good feeling that this is where the final circle was going to be. In Warzone, it's pretty easy to predict the final circle even without the recon contracts. And a very good strategy, if you're just trying to win the game without worrying about getting a ton of kills, is to just go ahead and go to those areas, take up the most advantageous position, and wait. We got a little bit lucky with the next couple circles, and our building was still in, except it was only going to be about halfway in. So what we decided to do is go ahead and split up and send two guys to a different building. This gave us a great spot no matter where the final circle was going to be, and it also gave us a nice bit of protection just in case that chopper got destroyed by a rocket. That's another thing, is if you're hanging out next to a vehicle, if the vehicle gets destroyed, that can kill you. So I really just wanted to get as far away from that chopper as possible. Now we've got 6 teams and 14 players remaining, and of course we've still got a full squad, so that means out of the other 5 teams we have 10 players, which is an average of 2 players per team. A couple of players tried to push in from our north, and you can see they had the storm to their back. I had excellent cover behind this rock, and I was able to down a couple of them with my sniper rifle. Just like we saw over at the bunker earlier in the gameplay, since this gave our team a big advantage over these guys, we went ahead and pushed them. You can see Hyper's over here with me, and this ended up being a group of 3 different guys. So using the push whenever possible strategy, we were able to win a 3v2 match. Now, of course, part of this is because we had the storm on our side. These guys played it pretty well too. They were trying to get each other revived before we pushed, but we were just too fast for them. We're now down to 3 enemy teams with a total of 4 players, so you know you've got some solos in there and a group of 2. I had been sitting on this armor crate pretty much all game, and the armor crate, for anyone that doesn't know, can fill up all the armor plates for your entire team. If you've got a satchel, you can get up to 8 plates for a single player, and even the players without satchels get a full 5 plates. We didn't really need the plates at this point, but pushing into the final circle, I'd rather use this item than have it just go to waste. And at this point, we're just walking in the storm. When you're walking in the storm, really all you're doing is you're clearing the area inside the circle off to one side, and then you're watching for people running out of the storm on the other side. And this is what happens if you let the storm get too close to your back, folks, is these 2 guys were just making a beeline, kind of running for the circle, and you get guys like us who are just walking the storm in, kind of moving slowly, methodically, and I don't think either of these 2 guys even got a shot off in this fight. They were just too busy running from the storm. Our final engagement is a 4v1, and this guy's got a really good spot, really strong position, but it's just 4 against 1, and there's almost no chance he's going to win. He just about manages to take me out, but I managed to get to cover behind this rock, and my teammate snipes him in the head for a clean victory. And if you want to see more clean victories like this one, subscribe to the channel and check out the rest of my Warzone walkthroughs. Don't forget to leave a like for this video, and as always, thank you very much for watching.